Hello, and welcome back to Vlogmas. I am so excited to be back for another year of Vlogmas, and we're kicking it off in true Rebecca style with a trip to Disneyland for the holidays. Now, I love the holidays. My absolute favorite time of year is Christmas time, which is also my birthday time, so it's just a very fun month of December, end of November. Love it all. Love the whole spirit, and celebrating at Disneyland is one of the ways I love to kick it off. And this year, as part of my birthday present, I got to go on the Disneyland Home for the Holidays tour. Now, a fun fact about me is that I love fun facts, and one thing that I know the most random facts about is Disneyland. So this tour sounded right up my alley. I love holidays, I love Disney parks, and I love fun facts. So that was kind of my goal for the tour, was to learn more about Disneyland, some fun facts I don't know, some interesting information about how they set up for the holidays. So without any further ado, let's go to Disneyland. Okay, so I did do plenty of filming in Disneyland, but unfortunately the audio just does not sound great with all of the busyness and all of the people. But on top of that, during the tour, you're only allowed to take photos, no videos of the tour. So I figured you'll be hearing some voiceover from me here just to make sure the audio sounds a little bit better and it's actually enjoyable to listen to. But you'll be seeing all of my experience on the tour and then having a fun holiday trip to Disneyland. So my tour was at 11:15 and it said not to show up more than 15 minutes early. So I got to the tour gardens up at the front of the park at like 11:05. They had no problem checking me in, asked me for my name, and gave me a couple fun little items. So the first thing they gave me was a little button that says holiday time at Disneyland, and it has my name on it. They also gave me this lanyard. This had the speaker on it that you can put in your ear so you can hear your tour guide even if you're standing farther away. And it's got this cute little card that says the holiday time tour at Disneyland. And also when I checked in is when they scanned my park ticket or my pass so that they could give me the lightning lane that you get with the tour. The lightning lane was for Haunted Mansion Holiday, which was perfect because it was super busy with it being the start of Christmas time. So the lightning lane definitely helped keep that wait time down. But I don't want to get too far ahead. We'll get to that after. I'm checking in for the tour. Tour guide came out to meet us, greet us. There were probably about 15 to 20 people in the group, which was a little bit larger than I was expecting, but it also made it super fun to see everybody in their holiday outfits. It was a huge mix of people who were decked out, ready to go for the holidays, people who were clearly on like a family vacation. So it was a really fun group. They told us that it was going to be about an hour and 45 minutes. Online, it says that the tour is going to be like 2 hours. In the end, it ended up being just about an hour and a half. So that's something to keep in mind. There were people who were using the ECVs or the wheelchairs, so it is an accessible tour, but you will be walking around the park. We started walking down the main entrance plaza, and while we were walking, they played a bunch of Disney Christmas music in the little earpieces, which I thought was a fun touch, and if it got annoying, you could just take the earpiece out. So I thought it was cute. It was fun to hear the Disney Christmas songs. Definitely got me in the spirit. We stopped by the firehouse, and our guide told us the story of the tree in the window of Walt's apartment, and then we went to see the big tree on Main Street. They told us that they take portraits of all of the new horses that pull the carts on Main Street with the Christmas tree each year, which was one of the many super fun facts. I won't spoil them all, but it definitely reassured me that I would be getting all of the fun facts I wanted on this tour. We walked down Main Street and looked at a ton of the decorations, the window displays, the names on the windows, and we heard lots of fun stories about Disneyland at Christmas time in the past and in the present. We got down to the end of Main Street by the Partners statue, and they brought us a little sweet treat. So this was a like chocolate dipped marshmallow with some peppermint on top. It was super delicious, but also covered in crushed candy canes. If you don't love candy canes, maybe you wouldn't love this snack. They did ask at the beginning if we had any dietary restrictions, so I'm sure that if this didn't work out for you, they'd be able to find something else that did. We walked through Adventureland and then talked a little bit about Haunted Mansion and New Orleans Square before we made our way back to the castle area. We were kind of off to the side by the wishing well when they wrapped up with a few more fun facts about Christmas time at Disney and of course the iconic Christmas castle. And last but not least, they gave us our little souvenir. So we each got this little pin that is the Holiday Time Home for the Holidays tour with the Mickey train that slides back and forth, and he's like a little spring Mickey. It is so cute and such a fun keepsake pin. So we ended up finishing a little before 1 p.m. I decided to go get some lunch before the parade viewing. As part of the tour, you get to sit in a reserved area for the parade. Because I had the earlier tour, it was for the 3 p.m. parade, but I'm not sure if you do a later tour if you can see the later Christmas time parade. But the area is at the end of Main Street, right by the flagpole facing the train station. So it's a good area at the end of the parade. There were plenty of spots to sit for everyone who was there the day I was there, but I did go on a Wednesday, so it was a little less busy. And if it's more busy when you go, it might be standing room only. So that's something to keep in mind. You may want to get there early if seeing the parade is super important for you. I went back to check in for my parade viewing. They checked my little lanyard and asked me for my name one more time just to make sure that I was on the tour. And as we entered the little section, they gave us a Mickey gingerbread cookie and a hot cocoa in a travel mug. And for some reason, you'll have to let me know if you're like this too. I love what I call gas station hot chocolate, but anytime where it's hot chocolate that you can totally tell is just like the water heated up extra hot with the powder mix in. I don't know, for some reason it's very like nostalgic to me, and so it always reminds me of things like a Disneyland trip, going to see holiday lights, a good road trip, travel days, whatever it is. I love that hot chocolate. Not necessarily like my most decadent favorite dessert, but I think it's fun, and that's definitely what was in the mug. So I enjoyed that and enjoyed my gingerbread cookie while I sat and watched the parade. It was the perfect viewing spot where they actually stopped to do their performance dance right in front of the spot, and I got to sit right along the curb and enjoy the fantastic parade watching and people watching that is perfect on Main Street at Christmas time. Then I still had my Lightning Lane passes to go on Haunted Mansion Holiday, and I noticed when I was walking over there that they accidentally gave me 2. So I don't know how that happened, but I got a little extra sprinkle of pixie dust that day, and it made my day all the more magical. I walked over to Haunted Mansion Holiday, scanned my Lightning Lane pass. I barely had to wait and walked right in. Again, that might just be because it was not super busy when I was there, but it was nice not to have to wait in the long queue since Haunted Mansion Holiday is so popular. I enjoyed my ride in my little Doom Buggy, or as they call it during Haunted Mansion Holiday, I think they call it a Black Christmas Sleigh, if I'm remembering correctly, and I did it twice around, so a little extra magic. And that wrapped up my experience with the Home for the Holidays tour. Now, the tour cost $120. I do have a Magic Key, but there's not any Magic Key discounts for the tour. There is, I think, a Disney Visa card discount, which I don't have, so I didn't use the discount. And originally, when I paid for it, I kind of thought that it was an overpriced experience, but it was special for my birthday. And I love, like I said, knowing more about Disneyland, Imagineering, how it's set up for the holidays, things like that. So I thought maybe it would be a very unique experience that would be meant for someone like me. But in hindsight, I actually think it was a pretty good value. I think some of the keepsakes are really just sentimental, but you get the pin, which is a pretty nice pin. And if you're into Disney pin collections, not a bad keepsake to have. They fed us the treat on the tour, and at the parade viewing, they gave us those treats. And I get it, if you're not going to buy those treats anyway, maybe it's not the best deal. But honestly, for a full-on planned out celebration with the VIP treatment, I was happy with the value for the price. But besides the holiday tour, myself and my sister got to do some exploring all around Disneyland and California Adventure just to see what they had going on for the holidays and spend a couple days celebrating and enjoying. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm definitely interested to know if any of you have done the Home for the Holidays tour and what you thought about it, or if you've done any of the other VIP tours at Disneyland. I've definitely got some other ones on my list now, so I'm interested in any experiences you all have. With that being said, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe for a month of videos this December. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.